Bruh.
Hey, traders, welcome to episode 875. I guess. You could be doing anything, but you're panicking because the stock market is doing insane things. And it was, for the Dow Jones Industrial that lost 1,191 points. That was the largest point drop in the history of the stock market. No, though it was not the percentage drop. That's normally the most important, or you still got a long way to go, which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, 1987, right? It was 20% drop in a week. So, been terrible, man. Breaking below critical supports, critical simple moving averages. Tons of technical damage has been done on this market. And just to think about how much money just left the total market cap today, I mean, it was hundreds of billions for the top four, right? You know, like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple. They lost like 150 billion plus in market cap today, all of them. So I mean, just think about how much money just left the whole stock market today. I mean, way more than just the collective market cap for crypto. So, but with crypto, yeah, it sold off, right? Shortly after I got off stream, it went down to like that 8,500 area near the support. Didn't quite touch it. I mean, we're talking like we were pennies off. But rallied, and today ran up to a high point of, my God, 89.71. So still not oversold on the daily on Bitcoin. Still building negative momentum at highest point. I mean, you get any higher, you're going to be rivaling, the lowest low November 24th of last year, right? So just continuing to build. And the 4 hours interesting. All right, so the 4 hour with the MACD and the RSI, where you're not oversold anymore. It seems like, we could be bearishly engulfing here, and we could be getting ready to dump again soon. Or, the negative momentum could continue to, subside, where we start getting positive momentum on some higher prices. I mean, could run up to back test 9150 if, we're lucky or something. Doesn't really matter. These aren't really viable long areas based on technical analysis, right? You got to wait for the opportunities, the divergence, the pattern development, all that. You just don't have that yet. And again, with the daily not being oversold, you think there is room to run to the downside. Again, we can see 8,500 again. But what you're looking for eventually is, right, keep losing it, you go into positive territory, fine. But then eventually you sell off again, you get another wave down. And eventually when that, when the histogram island begins maturing like it has now on the MACD, right? You'd be looking for that bullish divergence. We don't have that yet. So again, I think it's like part one of the wave down. You rally, you attempt to rally, you reset the oscillators, which you're doing now, and then you get ready to dump again. What I don't know is if the little scrub rally is done yet, because we haven't gotten into positive momentum territory. It just depends. Okay, so still downside potential on Bitcoin, even though we're at 8,800. We're just 2 weeks ago, we were at 10,550. But hey, 2 weeks ago, the stock market was at all-time highs too, and look at it. So, all right, that's Bitcoin. Altcoins had a good day. I mean, Links being the most notable one. King Lou having the channel, what kind of school?
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Hey, King Louie, thanks for joining the Patreon. I think you might be a little late, though. We always recommend that you join the Patreon at the beginning of the month, because that's when it bills. So, like, in 2 days, well, in 3 days, when it's March, you'll get billed again. So, let's talk about it. I don't know, man. Just, did you know that? I try to make that really clear all the time, but I understand. Thank you, man. Ian DeMar Vargas, thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome. Glad to have y'all. 50%. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, we're gonna look at the stock market, but I think before altcoins, because I mean, look at the title of the stream, right? And after hours, the carnage continues with assets all across the board. Many equities falling to much lower prices. Closed the day at 29.78. Oh my God, chat. It's bad. It's real bad. Let me turn off the snow. Sorry about that. Whereas you can see the previous all-time highs on the S&P 500 at 3,020-ish. You threw it. 200-day moving average. You blew past it like nothing. Look at another gap down, attempted rally, fell apart midday, and then the selling started, the second part of the day, and look how it finished with dramatic fashion. So the next gap fill is 2,942. The gap that started, October 10th, 2019. Seems like you might hit that. Seems very possible at this point. And, we got some previous all-time high levels that might act as a support too, that are pretty much confluent with that gap. As you can see, when I draw the horizontal line right across the screen from that high, you can't even see the gap. So that would seem like maybe an area where the S&P 500 might bounce. Right? But, yeah, dude. This is real bad. Real bad technical damage. You just got to think, how in the world will the hundreds of billions of dollars that have fled this market, how will, when the recovery happens, will they flood back in and then some to make a higher high, right? An attempted rally here, it's going to tell us everything we need to know, right? We're inevitably going to get a rally. It's going to happen. But in the fashion that we get the rally can tell us, is the trend over? Because this is an extreme vulnerability to the whole market cycle. It really is. I mean, but we have had big drops in the past, right? I mean, throughout this whole market cycle, we've had 12%, 16%. This was like a, 25% drop here. But we chopped, we dumped and then chopped around for a while before dumping again, resetting the oscillators real well. So I think the next target is 29.42 on the S&P. Now we can do some conservative Fibonacci here. We were doing it from this level, which you're starting to deep retraces now. If we go from the lowest point, December of 2018, December 26, 2018, to the highest point, we've just now exceeded the 382. So if you do these more major fibs, I mean, we're just getting into golden retrace territory. What happened? I guess I'm only allowed to have a certain amount of things on my favorites bar. Wow, that sucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that. Anyway, so between 2750 and 3000, that's the common retrace area from this major swing low to the high. So plenty lower to go. I don't know, man. You break these supports, right? Could be in bear territory. All right, but again, I think that at one of these levels, we'll get a nice bounce, maybe fill a gap or two. It'll seem okay, but if it starts topping out, think from the high point to wherever the low point would be, it runs up 50%, 62%, even 78% of the way, and makes a lower high than this high. Very, very bad, because then we could see much lower lows from wherever the pivot hit is here. Okay, so what's up, Anna? Thanks for the sub. Glad to have you. Dow Jones, even worse, dude. Worse than the S&P. Look what happened. Just yesterday, Dow Jones closed right at that demand line of the uptrend that was so well respected, and then today just gapped down below previous all-time highs, right? Like nothing. Closed at session lows. Terrible. Was Fibonacci the same way here? I think we're closer to the 50% than the S&P. Yeah, the 50% retrace is 25,640. All right, the golden zone between, we're just in the dead middle of the golden zone. Right there. So the 618 is 24,714. The most oversold. The Dow Jones is the most oversold it's been since August of 2015, now exceeding oversold levels from December of 2018. Very bad. I mean, very tremendously oversold. Remember, like the most oversold this index has been in 5 years. And at that point, it got all the way down to like 15. We're currently sitting at 18.5. Monka S. Dow Jones Industrial negative momentum at its highest level on the daily in history. Do you hear me? Repeat. The MACD histogram has never been at this level before. Ever. Not a joke. Serious stuff going on right now. Where supply chains are halting in China. And that is slowing down growth everywhere. And this is what happens with globalism. Thanks for eating bats or something, dude. Bat soup. Thanks. All right. We want to real quick. We just go to that quad screen so we can just check out, the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, bottom left of your screen. Where it had broken out of a range, it ran up to almost all-time highs, hit like an 88% retrace, and then hidden bearish divergence was the end of this one, along with everything selling off. And look where we are. It fell right through like a hot knife through butter, through that what should have been support, which was support before, attempted rally, not a support this time around. Closed the session lows, and after hours is getting pummeled too, where the next real major support that you're praying that the Russell 2000 holds at is or the IWM is $144. That's the next target, man. And look, the Nasdaq finally gave way, and we'll soon be approaching that demand line. Still well above its 200-day moving average. This is a different characteristic of the major four, right? Where all the others, the S&P 500 in top right, Dow Jones top left, and of course the IWM bottom left, all have broken through those major critical, significant, simple moving averages. Not the Nasdaq, not yet, but maybe in time it will. Mother of God. Worth talking about, I guess. Are we even here, chat? Y'all here? Hello? Am I alive? We've got to stop looking at this. It's making you sick. Well, I mean, Dustin, welcome to, technical analysis show. There are many, many shows on right now. I don't know what they are, but they're there, and you don't even have to know what a show's on. You can just go watch Netflix if you're scared. Okay? But, these are levels where there might be buying opportunities, but it's just like this mix of people, right? There are the people that think there might be value, but they're scared to get in because just like, look at the dump, it just is nonstop down. And, there are other people that don't want to go short right here because it's already too far of a drop. They want to fade a rally, which I think a lot of people will. After a dump like this, there's a very good chance that when we get that rally, we get that lower high and people fade it, and then we dump again. Gold and silver kings. Yeah, I mean, we can look at gold since it does act as that hedge. Hasn't the past couple days, but I think that's just people taking profit. The asset cooling off, Look, it's fine. Like, what it's really doing here, right? For all of you who don't know, gold broke above a critical. It's not as major as like 1800 or 1500, but like, breaking above 1640 was a big deal. It was like our only resistance we had. And you broke it and you kind of fell below, but now like you're above it again. That's awesome that gold's above this critical area. So it's just resetting the oscillators. It was overbought. It's now about to be overbought. It's right around 69. Really hot, not too hot. Could climb again. Next target, $17.91 an ounce. And this, I just kept forgetting about bringing this up on stream. All right, we had a poll, and this was before gold had a nice run up. So people really, it wasn't like no one had a lead, and this is before Bitcoin dumped. So the majority of the people that voted on this, I don't know, maybe 5 days ago, picked Bitcoin. I picked gold, dude, over Bitcoin, because we know for a fact gold acts as a hedge against the markets. Bitcoin's kind of a hedge against everything. Oh my god, it's China, man!
Bruh. China tip $25.05.
That's pretty neat.
Butterfly effect 0.00284897 BTC.
China, thanks for the $25.05. Butterfly effect. Wouldn't it be Batterfry? Batterfry Connect? Ruru Rimon? Thank you, China. China's here, chat. Hype in the chat. Okay. So I guess like it's been very real about this.
Clipping coupons in the stock market.
Yeah, lots of coupons. Everywhere. Lots of sales across the board. But when will the selling end? Okay. Oil decimated. I mean, not much movement today. But, you know, you've exceeded now the 1272 that it wasn't at a couple days ago. You're just in between the 1414 and 1272, which is 45, 47, you know, from that previous low to high. So the next, like, support really is going to be down like 43. But again, you got the fib extensions there and starting to diverge, believe it or not, right? We're starting to maybe get some bullish divergence on oil. It's miserable, though, dude. It's so bad of a bear market, everything. Oh, my God. So yeah, maybe opportunity for a scalp or for a short-term play or something. But as you can see, like a low on price, it just depends now, right? Because it's like, oh, maybe it's pivoting now. What if oil, you know, gets another green candle tomorrow? You could say this is almost like a morning star reversal candle, maybe. But dude, let's get some more data because it could be like a low to the, you know, the lower low with higher levels relative strength, impending price action reversal, the upside. Maybe you get it to come back test. I don't know, 49 bucks. Still don't know if that's, you know, something we want to do yet. I don't think there's really a pattern here. Okay. Yeah, lots of CEOs have been resigning. Yeah. Now, if we Control I, everything looks good, right? Everything looks awesome. Every market looks amazing.
Australia index is dying right now as we speak. AU 200 odd. Just opened 20 minutes ago. Can you plaza have a look, mate? Thanks.
Oh yeah, sorry. What the? Sorry. God. Australia Connect. Sorry, man. Lots and lots of lines. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think any of my work saved. But I'll tell you one thing. There are a few things that were worth looking at here, which was this crazy uptrend. Alright, crazy uptrend been going on. So, I mean, this is the whole market cycle, right? We bottomed out March 2009. Look what you did. You hit the top, up thrusted through it. Oh man, it's like if I was looking at this, like dude, look. Kind of what the S&P was doing. All of them were kind of doing it. You know, 1618 fib extension exceeded that. Sorry, man, I'm getting rid of this. It just takes a minute. Because, like, visibility is one thing. Alright, man. Okay, failed double bottom. Yup. So, critical areas. I mean, there's just a lot of them right here. Get rid of that. Okay, and there's a lot of support below, but hey man, yeah. High on price, slightly higher high on price, up thrusting through the major uptrend. Bearish divergence on the oscillators. I mean, there was class A, impending price action reversal to the downside on both of them. Pretty cool though, right? Pretty freaking cool how it did respect this supply line like the Jesus man in a way, even though it was an upthrust. Okay, whatever. So yeah, Australia 200 down 1.57%. Huge drop. Fibonacci, like we did on the other indices, low to high. Where are we? We've just exceeded a 382 with that support right there. Here is the golden zone. I got to change this real quick. It's getting annoying. Man, that sucks. I use all those tools. All these tools. Maybe I should take off the horizontal line because I hotkeyed it. Well, it's the only one that'll... Why does TradingView only... Does anyone know why TradingView doesn't let you set hotkeys? Like with all my G keys, why can this not be like a video game? Why in the F do I have to... I can only hotkey like 2 things. And they're set for me. It's like the horizontal line, the vertical line. That's just so dumb, dude. Can someone tell me why they've never done this? It's crazy. And this one. Okay. Alright, it does work. Sweet. Alright, so that golden zone for the AU 200 between 6,086 and 6,500. So yeah, falling below 63.95 could be very bad. I mean, I think if you fall below that, real good chance you will see near that 618, like the next kind of support, 61.44, and then below that is that all-time high back from 2015, which is 6,008. Yeah, I mean, the most oversold you've been on this since October 2018. Not as bad as the Dow Jones, right? Dow Jones takes the cake on all of it. Makes sense industrial. So there you go, man. Largest spike of negative momentum on the AU 200 probably in history. No. Oh yeah, it still is history. Barely. Last time we saw negative momentum like this on the daily was October of 2008. Pablo, man. But we're lower than that now. We are at records. Record levels of negative Momo. Whoa, what the was that? TradingView season up, dude. Invent it? You can't invent like a hotkey. I mean, it's like gotta be built in, I think, for them. I don't know if they can just do it. You know, the amount of money I pay them every year. Simple hotkeys, man. I mean, World of Warcraft, where you pay $15 a month, has hotkeys. Why the heck am I paying like $300 a year or something, like $400 a year? I don't even know anymore. Can't remember what the top tier is of this. I should have the amenity of hotkeys. That's it. It's indefensible. Okay, it is. Yeah, 2008, the golden year, dude. Kept it. Wolfgang, are the nanobots gonna like that if we spread peanut butter on our chins? Office reference. Okay. So let's go check on Ethereum. You know. So we're looking at this in linear scale. So approaching, we almost hit that 1618 fib extension. Okay, let's just go the 4 hour on this so we can see how perfect, almost perfect, dude. Before the bounce, I mean, you were literally, so $209.99, so $210, $2 off, less than $2 off the 100% measured move of the structure, the consolidation pattern. We call this symmetrical triangle. Pretty freaking good. So it bounced, not over yet. Starting to bearish engulf. But here's the thing. What's interesting price action we've got going on, which I don't think will mean anything at all if Bitcoin keeps selling off, dudes. It won't matter. But what Ethereum is doing right now is it fell below critical historical 225. It's broken back above it, and it's trying to hold it as support, trying to hold on this 200 moving average. But I just, look, you know, you rally up a little bit, you go sideways, you get a little positive momentum, and I think the selling would continue after that small amount of scrub momentum. Maybe we get back to neutral 50 on the RSI or something. That gives plenty of room to run to the downside again. And then at that point is when we could be finding some bullish divergence in the 4 hour. And that would be amazing. Okay. Yeah, I know. The only hotkeys for TradingView, they're all stupid. I know. Yep, I've seen them. I'm like, what is this crap? Where can I set my own? Don't care. Whew. I have a gaming mouse. I have the Logitech G903. Pretty much the best mouse money can buy. It's wireless. And I have the G board where it is a wireless charging mouse. So it's always charging because it's always on this, mouse pad. It's amazing. It's like the first of its kind. Came out a couple years ago. Definitely a wonderful mouse. Man, how nice would it be, dude, if I was like sponsored by Logitech or Corsair or something, man. Nothing was safe today, though. You had Regeneron and Gilead yesterday that did really well. The past couple days, been bucking things, but today Regeneron destroyed. Huge bearish engulfing candle. Gilead down 5-6% too. And again, after hours, the equity selling continues. Tesla. We went to Ethereum. Now we're gonna go to Tesla real quick. Destroyed. Good old double top. Good old bearish divergence, not only on the 4-hour, but the daily too. What was it though, chat? Can you remember what it really was? The stop Tesla, maybe? I'll give it a minute. I'll let someone guess and answer. You remember, we talked about it every time we were... this time and this time, it was there. You can't see it right now, and that's why I'm asking. Good old double top. Breakout, it seems. Right, the neckline of this of this pretty momentously sized double top right here, 686. You see it? This is after hours. You're down. Look, you were down almost 13% today, $100, and then after hours, down $22, 3.24 more percent. So you're breaking a pretty critical support, I guess, if you were going to call it that. If it was a structure or a pattern, it's definitely real. It's like impossible to not see, Tesla, the first of its name. Break the moon, boys. No Leonard. Dang, dude, no one's guessing. What is this, dude? Is this just do people just prefer static videos to live streams? I don't know, man. Leonard, I get you, dude. Thank you. There you go. Leonard, hype in the chat for freaking Leonard. Only one who cares. 3618. Yep. From the one-time all-time highs from the beginning of the structure, back June 2017 to the low point, May of 2019. From that high to low, you retraced 361.8% of the way, not once, but twice. And now here we are, breaking a neckline of a double top. And if things get real bad, which I don't... Dude, the rally could come any day. Probably not tomorrow because it's Friday and Mondays are really bad too. Maybe next week the rally starts. It'd be a miracle for the rally to start tomorrow, like a real one. But if we're just talking about a measured move of just a pattern, right? Kind of conservative, going from this top here. You're just talking about a 100% measured move on Tesla that would bring it down to $432.50. Whatever, 430. It's right there. You get it. So, one top. All right. Sell off. Attempted rally. Ooh, confirmation to market participants that the top is in. The divergence, not only in the 4-hour, but the daily, was very real. And it seems like the participants in the market took heed of that, of the signals. Got to 480 pre-market, then dumped to 420. Is that a joint, Grubman? Yeah, maybe. Good percentage is bleeding into Bitcoin from alts. Is it? Is that the total market cap charts showing us? What's up, Mr. Bo 101? Thanks for the sub, dude. Yeah, if you are enjoying the live stream, been live 35 minutes, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. As the world unravels, we're all here together, just like we were when things were on the moon. It wasn't too long ago. what is it? There's like 8,400 people in California. They're getting screened for the coronavirus. I think it's just becoming a pandemic, man. It's just getting worse and worse every day that happens when there's not a real vaccine for this. The larger the numbers come out, the worse it's gonna be. The panic, and it's like, the panic, is it really panic, or is it just more like the reality of the situation that 1.4 or 1.6 billion people are now kind of like not even participating in the global economy, though they can't because the supply lines are just like stopping, right, everywhere. So just every company is now like guiding down random parts of the day. Microsoft, Apple, they're just like, oh, yep, it's going to be bad. The next quarter results are going to be pretty terrible. And so just steep drops. And this is just catalyzing everything for all the other equities that are probably going to miss out too. It's been bad, man. So let's look at one that was doing well, kind of bucking everything. Link. How about that, man? I mean, it intraday fell below the demand line, and it's like, we're screwed. And then the rally, and then look, some price action afterwards inside the channel above the demand line. It's crazy, right? But that's good. I mean, if Bitcoin dumps, dude, like, you know, maybe this is not dumping because Bitcoin's just not dumping today, right? Bitcoin showed on the 4-hour a bullish hammer, and since that bullish hammer, it has rallied for the past 16, going on 20 hours, whatever. So when Bitcoin's not volatile and is not selling off to its lowest point of the days, then altcoins kind of are free to do their thing, right? That yield curve, was it like all-time lows, dude? I mean, you know, the bond markets, oh, it's terrible, dude. Things are real bad. I mean, just the technical damage done across the markets is very telling. We get moves down like, I mean, like this one, again, worst drop in pointage, you know, $1,191 in the Dow. I mean, that's the largest drop ever. Not percentage-wise, though. So I guess we can go back to Bitcoin for a second to just talk about some hopium. You know, we were smoking on some hopium yesterday. And it comes from the weekly, not so much the daily. The daily still doesn't look very good. And the weekly, this is all you got going for you here, where there could be a huge inverse head and shoulders pattern, potential inverse head and shoulders in the midst of being painted. But again, it's not valid. It's just an idea, and it's something that might happen if this rally here, if the breakout of the downtrend is to hold. And like, you know, the way the stock market dumped today, how bad it was, you know, I know Bitcoin's been selling off too, but it might have just been technical, man. Like, again, dude, Bitcoin down here, coronavirus was coming out, Iran stuff, Bitcoin broke out. Coronavirus has been getting worse and worse and worse. The whole rally for Bitcoin, it's been every day been getting worse. And so it happens to hit it from a high point to low point of 50% retrace, like perfectly. And then it reverses because that's like a literal area where an asset, I mean, that's the most common area where something would retrace to that area, the 50%, and then reverse. And it has reversed at that 50%. That's not weird. That's not abnormal. That's completely fine. So you think at the 50% retrace, you sell off for a while, whatever.
Feel the love. Feel the pain. Dance, dance, dance. The market is doing a dip, and all we can do is hope we have a chance to buy the dips and reap the rewards of the gains. Have a beer and watch the swings, my man. Thank you for the stellar TA.
Nefarious, man, thanks for the 1337, the elite contribution. Very cool, dude. Yeah, there will be beer probably tonight. I mean, you know, I don't know, February has definitely been like a health month for me. I've been like exercising every day, working out. My God, it's been wonderful, and very, very little drinking. I mean, at all. You know, just once a week, and it's normally on Patreon night, and that's tonight. So I'll probably be doing wheel spins, whatever. If patrons are so inclined to show up and hang out, we'll all be live together to talk about all this insanity that's been going on this week. Wow. Okay, so sorry about that. Hold on a sec. So you gotta think, will this be like a high or low shoulder if it happens? I mean, you've hit pretty much previous resistance support. You kind of touched it. You could fall through it. I think we could see 8,200 if, when the wave, look, Bitcoin again, in the 4 hour, it's losing all its negative momo.
Do you think that artificially pumping the market with stock buybacks as a result of the huge corporate tax cuts is just coming home to roost? The divergence was there. Seems like Corona was just the trigger. Heal me, bro.
It catalyzed the dump. Yeah, absolutely. And insiders were selling too, right? You know that. But yeah, the stock buybacks, of course, it's a form of like shadow QE, quantitative easing. Like the Fed, Treasury, they can't buy stocks, right? So the government's like, okay, look, we can't do that, but what we can do is cut back on your corporate taxes, but you need to buy back your stocks in record numbers, which is what they've been doing. So again, it's just a form of QE. And again, man, like the market cap for these assets was so high. The big four, right, was a larger market cap than all of Germany's economy. That's insane, dude. So I don't think anymore though. John Torpy, you're already a Patreon, man. I don't know. It might be just like repeating old patrons or something. It's kind of buggy. Thank you, John, for joining. I know you joined. You're a patron. You joined earlier this month, so you're out there. Say something. I don't know what that was. Thanks, dude. It's funny they're saying Bitcoin's dumping because of the virus. It's just, yeah, I know. It's just not true though. It's like, it's bullcrap. It's erroneous because it's like there is no, like the samples are, it's pumped when the virus happened right here, right? This was coronavirus talk. Iran, all that. What about here? Coronavirus, all bad, down here wasn't really coronavirus. It was just pulling back, falling wedge, broke the upside again. Like, you can't say that Bitcoin's doing stuff because of the coronavirus. I think it's all technical, dude. You just go to this chart.
What's your honest opinion on the coronavirus? You worried? You prepared? Thanks for the TA.
Prepared? I mean, nah, not really prepared, but I know my immune system will be able to survive. It's what, a 2% mortality rate? I mean, like, people say, hey man, are you scared? It's like, wait, can you show me the North American flu numbers? Can someone in here, chat, help me out here? Give me some death count for North America for flus and how many are infected right now with the flu? Just the standard flu? Their music's loud. When was it? Yeah, why couldn't it be the fact that the wedge hit a target? January 15th tweeted about this. It hit a target and reversed. But what I think is going to happen is eventually it's gonna pivot and make a higher low than down here, than 7,000, and it's going to make a higher low in the golden zone, and then it's going to rally and make a lower high or a slightly higher high and then sell off again more majorly. And then we might get down to much deeper areas of value around 7,400, 7,500. Oh, 26,000 deaths in North America from the flu, it's looking like. Oh, so a 0.2% mortality rate for the flu. Because people are dying in China. I would not like a sample of coronavirus going viral in North America so we could see how it is. But I'm just saying, yeah, it's there. It sucks. Where I live, I probably don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be, I guess, prepared. Canned food and water and all that stuff. Yeah, I guess be prepared. But me personally, I work from home, so I'm not exposed to, you know, the comings and goings of many different people. I'm not shaking hands. I mean, I used to be. I'd probably be more freaked out my old job, but here, nah. But yeah, it's a big deal. I hate it because of what it's done to the global economy, like the reality of it. So, you know, tons of technical damage done. Anyway, so we make a high or low at some point. Wayne, thank you for the 8s, dude. Really, really appreciate that a lot, man. Okay. So we have one wave, XA, B, or XA, and then we're going A to B right now. And soon we'll pivot. Look, on the daily, I think it's like, okay, you've got to think about it like this. So just, we have to think about different time scales. The 4-hour and the daily right now, where the 4-hour, losing that negative momentum, it's about to go positive, could rally even higher. We could, in this little wave, this little, maybe this flag we're creating, could go as high as 91.50 if you're lucky, right? To back test old support as resistance. And, you know, we get that positive momentum, then we sell off again. And then when we sell off again, we might be able to get oversold on the daily. And then when we get to the oversold territory, we very well could pivot and rally with that higher low. And that's where we make that a attempted rally. And it's either going to be a lower high, a double top, or a higher high. And then we sell off majorly and we create some sort of really nice harmonic. I think the very real possibility of that, what's going on. Okay. Just reading some chat because people were answering. It's already here, Jesse. Death rate for coronavirus is 10 times higher. So the bird flu is 840,000. 325,000 infected, 57,000 fatalities. What's up, Julia? Morgan free again. 30,000 a year die from the flu in the United States. So I mean, yeah, there's cause for concern, but you know what the Chinese government's doing to try to quarantine it is what is causing the most damage right now, for sure. There's like more economic damage done. But I mean, of course, the death toll is going to rise. The infection is going to rise. This thing, I think, can really mutate. So who knows how it's going to play out, man. I don't know. That's like, you know, long term asking me about what's Bitcoin going to be at the end of the year, dude. And there's no technical analysis for, I mean, I'm sure there is some sort of analysis for this stuff, but whatever. Long in Coronica. All right, cub. What's up, Devin and Dave and MSB? Yeah, thanks for the 950 people tuned in. So let me delete this. It's a ritual, stream ritual now. Streamlabs sucks. Repeat it after me. Stream Elements is good though. Pretty freaking good. Saving changes. Okay, we're good now. So I guess we can go to okay, real quick before we go to Litecoin or something. You gotta think, like, you make a higher low in your rally, and it's like there's a secondary target for the wedge, and it's the 618. So you sell off here, we get a rally, we can make a higher high. Go up here to 11,000, then we sell off violent, you know, bad again, and a big wave, C to D, would happen. And this was like how I looked at it hypothetically yesterday. And again, this is just spitballing here, right? Whatever, man. It's like XA. And then wherever it is, if it's here, great. 50% retrace, could be a 618. We could come down to 8,000. Which is a golden retrace. Bitcoin loves the golden retrace. So don't forget 8,000. That's a big number. To where, look, it could run up and hit the secondary target of the large wedge, right? Hit that top and then have a major sell-off. And then 786 would be the entry for the long. If we get this XABCD stuff, that would be around 7,400, 7,350. Okay? So that's very possible. If there's not enough demand, then Bitcoin might just make a lower high, right? Go up to 9,700, 9,400, whatever, and then sell off again. Target's going to be near the same there. Okay. Sitting right at 38 on the RSI, about the same as yesterday. This indecision candle, this is not a bullish candle. A candle like this, after the impulse down, you can clearly see buyers are not in control. You know who's in control right now. Sellers. We've got 8 minutes until the daily candle close too. Okay. Litecoin real quick. What would it do? Up thrusted through its major overhead resistance at 80 bucks. Couldn't hold. Bearish engulfing candle. Chopping around. Look, it fell down to a critical support resistance area. Bounced. Attempted a rally. Failed. Right? There were not enough buyers this time around. So the selling has picked up again. And kind of sitting around, I guess, some support a little bit. I think the next real support's like 49.50. I think we could see another $10 drop on Litecoin. You're not really at a strong support. Again, I do think lower prices are very likely on Litecoin, at least to 50 bucks. Just because, I mean, you think about, we just talked about on Bitcoin, what it's doing with its waves and the oscillators. Litecoin on the dailies at 38 too, just like Bitcoin. So it's not oversold. Plenty of room to get oversold. That means lower prices. Okay. Indecision candle, not really bullish. It's just kind of, oh. Indecision after a bearish candle is normally not good. And look at the high volume on the selling too. Breaking, look at the volume that came in to break us below a critical support resistance area. That's not really good either, man. Okay. Same thing though, right? X, A, B, C, D. We will eventually have a nice rally, make a lower high, double top or higher high, and then sell off majorly. And then we might get ourselves a really nice harmonic. Is this a dream? Oh no, not a dream, CWG. Pinch yourself to make sure. Litecoin is not a buy until there are reasons to buy OAO. Like, we're talking like it could be at 50 bucks. And if it shows daily bullish divergence, which maybe not, it'd probably be the 4-hour divergence. You might get a rally from there. Again, it's a wave analysis thing. He said it's 40, but it's like if we look at it the same way we looked at Bitcoin and we're just theorizing here. X, A, okay, whatever. Oh, see, we're already down to freaking 61.8% retrace. Ooh, see, you go any lower here, it's invalidated. There's no, besides a butterfly. Butterfly's a different story. I mean, like, this has to be it, kind of. You know, you run up 618, or you make a higher high, whatever, and then eventually 786. It's right around 46 bucks. So if Bitcoin dumps, you won't have any chance of a harmonic like you would on Bitcoin here. Okay, here's the only way. If it did sell off to a 78% retrace, right? If it made this sell off and then it made a lower high, then it'd be the butterfly, which the target for entry for that for a long would be the 127, between the 1272 and the 1618. So minimum 23 bucks, which, dang, dude, if you're down at that level, that's really, really bad. It's actually awful. But hey, maybe value, right? December 2018 lows. Jeez. All right. Just ideas, just thoughts here, okay? Oh, do we want to go to XRP, chat? 5 minutes till look only 8s. We almost escaped it. Okay. Underperforming asset that had a very nice upthrust, false breakout, even hit a target of a trade setup. It was a wham bam, thank you ma'am trade. It was like entry one day, the next day, profit taking. Only hit the first target of the trade though, did not hit the second or third at all before reversing. And here you are, man. Critical 25-cent area, you're below it like a scrub. This is a much different looking asset than all the others. All the other altcoins look different than XRP. XRP looks worse. Goodness. That's right, Stygian man. No XRP. This is weird. We're in a Discord chat and we talk about everything. It's been very active. Our Discord has gotten extremely active. It's awesome, man. I freaking love it. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care. You know, the stream might get taken down because the Jimi Hendrix I played at the beginning of the stream, but whatever. I don't care. Just, that's why you're here. Like, if you're watching now, you're living it, and it won't matter. I will try to get that song deleted, but YouTube servers are terrible. They don't let you. Like, you have the amenity to delete a song if there's copyright on it. Too hard of copyright. But then you go to delete the song, and it just times out. It just goes to 504 error. And you can't complain about it because there's no one working at YouTube. It's just bots. So you can't fix anything. So just the life we live. Isn't that scary, man? YouTube's so big. Like, there are these organizations getting so big that, like, they can't manually take care of it, like problems. So it's all on the bots. So it's like bots ban you accidentally. What do? You're just like, oh, sorry, man. The bot said we got to go with the bots. That's really scary, dude. So what is it? The link to the Discord. Guess I'm just gonna invite people. It hit 31 cents, 34 cents, 34.5, and then dumped. Others, man, I mean, you name it, dude. They all like had chances, and they all getting wrecked. I mean, Link is a lone anomaly in a way. I don't know. EOS is up. No, sorry, that's another one. John Alfonso, man, let's go.
Bruh.
Dude, I'm getting more crypto tips than fiat tips these days. Holy crap.
John phones a tip $27.61. Mitch, great TA as usual. You rock, dude. Much appreciated. Love from Portugal. And hit that like button. 125.000000000 bad.
Dude, John Alfonso, man, thank you so much for the $27.61 you just won up to China. Portugal greater than China. Hey, Portugal's not releasing deadly viruses that are destabilizing the entire world, right? So, good guy, Portugal. Thank you, John, dude, for the BAT cryptocurrency contribution on sale. 21 pennies. Oh my god. Where's the music? Can you not hear the music? Because on my side, it looks too loud almost. That might be the blizzard noise. Jet, winter has come. We might be screwed, man. Stocks are falling. Everything's falling except gold. Bitcoin seems it's doing its own thing in a way. I think. Gangs. Sorry. Maybe that was it, dude. I think the blizzard noise was too loud. It's really tough having two audios going at the same time because, like, the decibel level will be at its highest point on one or the other. I don't know which one it is. Music's fine. Renee says, don't hate or love any coin. That's right. That's right. Don't fall in love. But it's like, if you do like an asset, an equity that makes a lot of money, and it's lost 10 to 20% of its value this past week or two, there might be sales. There might be real sales across the table. But again, right now, it's just you're impulsing still, right? There's no like reason why it could break to the upside, unless it's just manipulation from the government, right? Or the Fed, PPT, that would be it. Well, I mean, the fact that you're so oversold leads you to believe that any day a huge green candle could occur, like for real. But it's just impossible to know when that's going to happen. Because we have, as of today, the major indices have broken through extremely critical support areas. I mean, bad news. Okay, sorry about this vomit on your screen, which is XRP's chart. We can switch it up, and let's just look at VeChain. This one's hilarious. I mean, it sucks, dude. It really does suck. You know, had a chance. If Bitcoin was to rally, it got close to a 61% retrace from that high to low, but Bitcoin killed it. Completely killed it. It was a good drag. A lot of them were showing dragon patterns. But dude, it was just like the trade setup. The entry was down here after you created that third valley, rising three valleys pattern, and hit measured move, hit the targets, and that was it. It was like ungodly perfect. We were the composite man here, chat. It was us. Yes. Once it hit the take profit levels, it was done. And it's now at the 200-day moving average for the first time since January 8th of this year. So soon we'll have to reevaluate what's kind of going on with this. It just still seems kind of range bound between 4.6 tenths of a cent to 8 tenths of a cent, right? And starting to lose that negative momentum, I guess. But you know, Bitcoin starts dumping. It's over, right? Like these altcoins, any attempt to rally by these altcoins today is just going to get thwarted. It's just everything's going to sell off again. And we think Bitcoin will go lower. The way the technicals look right now. Oh my God, sorry. You have the lanes, oh my God. Let's go to Bitcoin. Top of the hour. Look on the lates. So we are 87.88. You closed as just a spinning top. And you know what they say about spinning tops? They can go either way. But in this situation, not being oversold, you think very well the selling could continue. But you could spend another 16 hours just going sideways. Because if you look at the 4 hour, you're not quite into positive momentum territory. Again, this could just start picking up negative. We could never see positive momentum. You get what I'm saying, right? Because of the daily. But you'd think maybe we see a little bit of positive Momo or just a scrub island like that. You see a little bit higher prices, you know, just continues on, right? Maybe hits 91.50 and then dumps again. Or it could just happen now. Yeah, of course. Because you were, you know, very oversold at 20 and now you're just kind of barely oversold. So the selling could happen sooner rather than later. Man, look at the bottom of this descending broadening wedge. Jesus. You know, like all the way down. Like if you go straight down, and that's like $8,000. Which is possible with what's going on everywhere. You don't believe in ribeye? Ribeye is amazing cut, dude. So good. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Drink Troll sold at the target. We knew it was over, dude. He's great. Just kidding, because you know what happened, man. What's up, Gut? Ripple Gut.
Ripple Gut tipped $25.01. Thanks for the TA. NVDA bearish bat on daily. 104.799832 XRP.
Bearish bat on the... Hold on. Gut. Ripple. Thank you for the $25.01. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's real tough to get that 25. I need to just maybe... I don't know if I can actually do that. Where I can make it like between $25 and $26. Because I know y'all are trying to hit the 25. You know, there's a 20... If you hit Timmy $25, there is a 6% chance I have to chug a beer immediately on stream. But like, you're trying to hit it... Y'all are, but it's just, I get it because of the Coinbase fees. It makes it like off by 1 penny like that. A challenge. So you're talking about a bearish bat on the daily. So it was like, look, let me show you. I don't think so. I think it was invalidated. Okay. It still could be this. I mean, if the macro turns around or something, you make a higher low at some point, it rallies and the wave continues. You don't know, but like the bat would have probably gotten stopped out. Right, 88% retrace. But look, it got to 316. So anyone reasonably trading this would have been underwater for so long. And maybe, again, if they had a protective stop set up above X, which is the smart thing to do, you'd have gotten stopped out before the dump. Right? That's... So, no. Like, no. Literally no. It was invalidated when it broke above X. But we can still target for the downside, you know? Just go from the low to the high. Haven't even hit a 38% retrace yet. Jeez. So that golden zone is between $200 and $243. Which again, you just saw the daily, right? Bearish engulfing candle, very weak. Sure selling off after hours. And also, let me get rid of these gaps because you filled these gaps on the way up. They were filled. Now you have gaps to the upside, but look what happened. You know, I've been like, you had like a demand line and the elevation of the demand line, right? It was steeper, and then another one, really nice one, and then even another one, right? Where a low, a higher low. Okay, so the angle of ascent continued up, but now look at it. It has finally hit the most recent, newly developed demand line. So you break this, well, you got another one right here that'll probably get broken. Right below it at like 240, and as you know, right, targets between $200 and $243. You haven't touched them yet. Dude, you want to talk about insane? You're sitting at 45 on the RSI, so you're not in bearish territory yet, but mother of God, dude, that just means if the selling on the major indices and the Qs, tech, if it really starts picking up more, I mean, there's plenty of room to run the downside. Last time we were oversold was back in June of 2019. So bearish bet, no, it was invalidated, but dude, after the invalidation then plays out, right? With the indices. Been jamming, yeah, dude. Maybe the game of numbers. People eating ribeye steaks. There is this like German phenomenon, right? Anytime someone talks about something, you listen, you hear about it from that source, and then like later in the day or later in the week, you start seeing that everywhere. It's like, what? You talk about redheaded people, all of a sudden you start seeing redheaded people everywhere. I can't remember, it's like a German guy, philosopher's name. Anyway. Dow futures, you call it down futures, nice. Now positive, yeah, positive futures, really like slightly positive futures are bad, man, because it's just like an excuse to sell into, to fill a gap, right? If it opens higher slightly, then that means like sellers are gonna see that as an opportunity to go short to at least fill that gap, and then it could propagate beyond that to lower lows. So yeah, man, everyone's like, no way there's a rally tomorrow, but of course no one says there's a chance of a rally tomorrow, so hey man, maybe a rally happens tomorrow. But dude, again, it would be pretty wild. Seldom do you ever see bottoms on Fridays, and like, you know, the beginning of rallies on Fridays.
BTC has never had a bullish monthly engulfing that wasn't at least followed by another monthly green candle. February will close green, clinking glasses, mental hygiene.
Thank you, Todd, for the $10 super chat. Much love. So he said, never has Bitcoin had a bullish engulfing candle, right here for January, and it wasn't at least followed by with another monthly green candle. February close will be green. I don't think so, man. I think it would be. Now, again, right? I mean, that'd be a pretty nice rally, and that means, like, yeah, like, I guess maybe, but dude, you're talking about 2 days. You know, there's only 29 days in February, leap year. So, you're not going to get 30th and 31st. You're running out of time for that. Well, thank you, man. And history is meant to be broken, isn't it? Was it Badar Meinhof phenomenon? That's probably it, Joe. Probably it. Look outside, man.
Bruh.
Tilray, man. Yeah, I can't imagine what some of these pot stocks have done.
Sam tipped $21. Hi Mitch, thank you, and thank you for always being here. Clinking beer mugs, cool face. Do you mind taking a look at TLRY?
No, do not mind. Thank you, Sam, seriously, for the 21 bucks. Much love. So this one, right, has just been devastated. All-time lows, lower than the IPO from July 2018. The bubble popped, and it's been nothing but selling. It just does not remind you of crypto in 2018. But this correction was going through 2019 and 2020, where it looked like maybe it was time for a recovery, but then the market, the macro craps out, and it's just, I mean, people are just not going to be risking on with a speculative asset class like cannabis. So what it did today was all-time lows. That previous low it had from January 8th, that was all-time lows. Look what happened today. 1454, down 8.5%. What a gap down. That gap probably fill in time, but probably depends on the macro, right? If say the macro starts recovering tomorrow, then Tilray probably would fill that gap, you know. But I tell you what's really happening with this. It was a wedge breakout, and it's not performing. So more selling could come in. Going long right now. I get how, like, there's maybe value because of all the extreme panic and the selling, but there's no technical reason for longs yet. Don't you want to see divergence? Or just maybe hit a critical support? I mean, we broke critical supports today pretty bad. And depending on the fall through price action, if it keeps selling, that's another thing. That's real bad. Okay. It will be nice to see how we close tomorrow to close the week out. So Tilray, if the wedge was to ever play out and we were just to go conservative, high point to low point, not even the top of the wedge, really. I mean, I even think that the wedge could start here. You just get a bonus touch up there. From the high to the low point, I mean, you'd think it eventually, if the macro was good, if like this was just going to do what charts do, or if trades were to play out, I mean, 49.70 to 71 bucks, but you're not going to do that in a bear market, or whatever kind of market we're doing right now, which is just kind of crashing in a way. I mean, so I don't know, we're in no man's land. We hit the lowest low of all time today on this asset. So normally when that happens, that's not really a good thing, right? Thank you, man, for the 2-1. Sure thing. Looks different in log scale. Yeah, it sure does. Let's give it a shot for you, dude. Man, this looks like a nasty downtrend, right? Almost looks like we have a butterfly. We might have ourselves a bullish butterfly, but again, bearish trend, right? And it might not be valid. It might be too deep of a I think it is too deep. Yeah, too deep. It's not a butterfly. It had to be a 78. It was 90%. Wishful thinking there. So log scale. Right on the top side. 1 and 2. Oh yeah, then you like failed to break out. Hey, look at that. Supply line. The supply line here was confluent with the IPO price. My God. Inception price, whatever. So, well in the midst of a downtrend here, Sam. Good look in log. Always, I mean, you got to have an open mind as an analyst, right? I mean, sometimes it is good to look in log scale. I mean, this is exponential losses, isn't it? I mean, you were at 181 in October of 2018. This thing is now at 1450. Exponential losses. Log scale is great for that. John Ball's like, what's the difference between log scale and normal? Log scale measures for percentage change, whereas linear or normal, what you call it, default, is where it everything's measured by the price change. That's it. Everything, David Uhas. Yeah, Kevin. Yep, but you know, the thing is funny, he dumped, but then the asset rallied to much higher highs before, you know, then the bottom fell out. Right, Timbo, man. We bounced off the 200. What are you talking about, Todd? Which 200 are you talking about? Because we could be talking about any asset on any market. And I know you're not talking about the major indices on the daily. TLT, Legend Man. Yeah, it's been bullish. Continued. And what has it done? Legend Man, high to low of this flag bullish consolidation pattern. 1272 today and absolutely no higher, really, right? Look, you opened at 152.70, rallied to touch and test and kind of break above the 1272, went to 153.08, all-time highs, and sold off to 150 and then rallied to close the day at 151.88. Lots of gaps down here. Overbought, kind of diverging, and look at the volume that came in today. Whoo, at that first fib extension. High risk here, man. But not enough coinciding variables to say short, even though you could give it a shot. But this one, man, was nuts, dude. Had this charted forever. Sorry, this isn't log. Get out of log. So it's just like, you know, all-time highs. You continue to make higher highs, higher lows. What happens if you anchor here? It would have been like that. Because you just go 1 and 2 the initial touches, and you just leave it alone, you don't adjust. Look, you up thrusted through it here, and then look right here. It's a supply line. Some sort of freaking huge supply line up there. So, yeah, maybe that's an area where people might go short. Interesting. But bullish for now, right? This is a pretty bullish asset. 20-year Treasury bond, ETF. No, I think you can get... No, Smithologist, bottom right of your screen. Look, you see where my mouse is here? Where it says 2022, there's a little cogwheel. Right below the cogwheel, it says log scale. Toggle log scale. You just click that on and off. Okay? You don't know how to get it. It's pretty easy. Yeah, those bots are everywhere, crypto land. It's weird, dude. It's like... They just keep generating, too. But that's what happens, right? When you have too many people out there, then scammers can run rampant on your platform. Like, this can't really happen on Twitch with all these little spam bots that keep getting banned. Yeah. Do I think some of the money from equities selling off might find its way into Bitcoin? Very possible, right? As we looked at the weekly on Bitcoin. The weekly on Bitcoin. Talked about this earlier. Log scale there. As you can see, a very, very potential bullish pattern is in development here. Not sure when Bitcoin's going to stop selling off, but we're not oversold. So, a long right now, still kind of risky, I think. Right now, if this was in way oversold territory, maybe a different situation, but I'd prefer a little scrub rally before selling off again.
Is that a joint?
Appreciate the stream, Lord Ray. You're the man. Clinking beer mugs, clinking beer mugs, clinking beer mugs, 0.5419745, etc.
Claudio, dude, thanks for the 420, man. Kangs. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy day. I'm sure, you know, we'll get through it. Eventually, assets across the world will normalize and we'll get a rally of some sort. But the rally is going to tell us a lot. It really will on all the major indices. Like, how high is it going to go? Will it make a 78% retrace and then dump? That's not good, man. You don't want to make a lower high after something like this. This is a vulnerability to the entire market cycle. With the Fed now it's pretty much like after this kind of selling, it's gonna happen where we're gonna have like 3 more rate cuts. 0.25 basis points, right? Like 3 more. And it's possible now in March a rate cut could happen. So with Bitcoin though, talking about inverse head and shoulders, you just gotta wonder when is it gonna come down to test 7,800 or come down to this little scrub low at 7,400s. It'd be nice to not fall below 8,200 on the weekly, I think, man. Right, that weekly, that's where traders set it up to close the week back in July 2018. That's it, dude. That's the tipping point. Falling below that could be bad, man, because then you got like not much support at 7,700, at 7,400, another critical area down there. Sorry, man, my contacts, I don't like these, man. They like get really dry and annoying too fast. Stupid. So on the 4 hour for Bitcoin, you're about to go into positive momentum territory. So this little scrub rally that started with a bullish hammer could continue for a little while, or you could maybe see 9150 again. And if, you know, what Todd was talking about with the monthly, hey man, maybe we see 9400 in 2 days, but not really likely. I just don't, with this kind of weak price action on this little rally here Bitcoin's showing, I don't see how you even break above 9150, though it could happen. Okay. Cup and handle or not? I don't know, man. You're at like a 50% retrace now. Sure, it could be, but it wouldn't be because, you know, dude, we always look for reasons to buy Bitcoin, right? Bullish Gartleys, divergence, convergence, bullish divergence, patterns, right? There's nothing right now. It just had a momentous run. It ran up 50%. It gained 50% in value in, you know, 2 months, and is now pulling back, and a new wave has begun. And so we know that it's in a moderate area of retrace, 50%. So it could go down to 618. Could come down to, I mean, it's hit nearly 8,500, which we know is very important. And no lower. I mean, it'd be great. Idealistically, you don't want to fall below 8,500. You want that to be the bottom. You want this to be like a much higher low, you know, pattern. That would be the best. But again, with it not being oversold on the daily, with there being no divergence, you know, we could see lower prices. So you at least know, right, what's important here with Bitcoin, and it's 82 to 8,500. LASIK is 6K for both eyes. I've heard it's only like 2K per eye, or 1,000 per eye. I don't know, man. There it is. Yeah, Logan Sand, Badar, Mine Off, Phenomenon, boom. So again, just to take you back to the equities market, blood everywhere. You're in correction territory. Everything's down 10% from the top in 4 or 5 days. It's pretty wild. You got the Dow Jones that 25,766, and just, you know, it's holding this October 2nd level. I mean, think about it, man. He wiped out, I don't know, 5 months of gains in 4 trading days. Staircase up, elevator down. S&P 500, same situation. Closed outside of the upsloping channel. You know, 2876 support maybe. 2820, 2750. Falling below 2750 is bearish territory. Nothing happened to my eyes. It's just contacts are annoying. Crappiest, like, I don't know, batch I've ever gotten. Sergio says everyone is expecting a sell-off tomorrow. He's hoping for a huge rally. Well, I mean, it's always possible, man. Crypto Fractal saying we're dropping again tomorrow. It's always possible, man. So look, chat, thanks for the 800 people tuned in. Thanks for the 319 likes. Could have had a lot more likes, man. Dang. So, it's Patreon night tonight. So, I'll be live with patrons, and we'll be drinking beer, doing wheel spins, you know, kind of relaxing because we don't. I mean, we don't do that but once a week. So, gonna, have a fun time with them. And that's tonight at 11 Eastern is that stream. If you're a patron, it's 30 minutes before the stream in the Patreon voice chat. So join us. Join me. 180 of y'all or whatever. So really do appreciate the likes, the love, support, the contributions, everything. Y'all amazing. I think we got a lot of ground coverage on, all markets. And we can cover some more tonight. So very grateful for y'all. I'll just be back this evening. Remember, Bitcoin is about to go green, about to go positive on momentum on the 4 hour, meaning we could see higher prices. We could, this little scrub rally that started, right? About to go green. We could get some higher highs and go up to 9150, test that. I mean, and then maybe come up to 9300 maybe. Like, look left, 9000, 9100s. It all seems like very possible. You get the positive Momo, it's not much, and then you sell off again, and eventually we're looking for that bullish divergence on the 4 hour. We just don't have it yet. Okay? I'll be back. Thank y'all again. Till next time. Respect the TA. Hey, Dub, man, thanks for the 5. I don't even know if Super Chat shows up on this. I'll have to fix that, but thank you, man, for the 5. Friendly wager on link closing green in February. All right. Seems possible on that one. King.
I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.